Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi, this is Ron from Cleveland, and I wanted to call to see what you guys think about the situation that the Browns are in right now. Out of the last 25 games that Stefanski has coached us, he's won 7. Is this a knock on his talent that he has to play with? Is it a knock on the defensive coordinator that apparently keeps things exactly the same way they are? The players have even come out. Delpit said that the coach just keeps everything the way it is, and that's just good enough for him. I don't know. I'm just frustrated like every other Browns fan at this point in the game. You know, it seems like we're headed back to the Hugh Jackson era, and I definitely don't want to go back that far again. So tell me what you guys think we could do in the future. Is Barry not drafting the right people? Has he spent too much on a couple players? Now we're not going to be able to field a great team? Just let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much. Love your show. As always, my Browns. Love them. Woof.
Appreciate all the voicemails. Some valid questions there, G. Bush. I did have a horrible flashback when he mentioned the Hugh Jackson era. But there's a lot. When you look at it in those terms, you know, of the last 25 games, Kevin Stefanski's only won 7. I know there's quarterbacks and injuries, and that's life in the NFL. It's got to be better.
Man, you listen, we told him last year. I mean, we spoke about it. I said, listen, last year you get rid of Odell Beckham Jr. Okay. Odell leaves, he goes to the Rams, looks like a different player. We thought he was washed up. Not so much. He wins the Super Bowl. We had the Baker Mayfield situation where you can say what you want, but a lot of people said, well, if Baker Mayfield is so hurt, why is the coach playing him? Sit him down. And people thought it was a waste of year last year. They eventually moved on from Baker. Okay. Now you got this thing with Deshaun Watson. You haven't seen him play. They thought he was going to get to 6 games and went to 11. But to be honest with you, it hasn't been the quarterback play that's cost you. We can, play tit for tat and then say little things about Nick Chubb not getting the ball enough. But other than that, their offense has been a relatively good side of the football. But there's a couple things that have been consistent. Prather in the special teams, non-existent. You can't recover onside kicks. We have a glorified fair catcher back there, and I know. James Grant was part of the organization and part of what they wanted to do to upgrade the kicking game, but that hasn't been good. You've also been giving up a bunch of points in the kick return and in a punt return game on the opposition. Teams are getting great field position on you, and you've had block kicks and mixed kicks, so that doesn't look. And then the defense is just in shambles. I was never the biggest Joe Woods fan in the world because I think he just played too conservative. Now a lot of people who supported him, the retort was he doesn't have his guys, G. Bush. Give it a couple years, he gets his people in here, gets his drafts together, and be ready to go. Well, they went out and got Jadeveon Clowney. They went out and they spent third-round picks on guys like Jordan Elliott. They put Taven Bryan was a free agent that they went out and got. They got one of the biggest name free agents in John Johnson. Delpit was a high pick. You look at Newsome, who is a number 1 overall pick. Denzel Ward is and then they bolster that by getting the MJ Emerson. So you have playmakers. You got pieces and parts. And for those pieces and parts to be as bad as they were, especially in the defensive tackle room, that's an indictment on your coaching staff because you failed to make any sort of adjustments. And you're still playing passive. What do you have to lose? I mean, guys are getting 200 yards on you. I mean, it can't. People say, well, it's not going to do anything because it's not going to change. And I say, yes, it will change something. Kevin Stefanski can let people know, hey, everyone's on notice. What's happening on the field ain't good enough. And if I'm holding coaches accountable, I'm going to be holding players accountable too. And let them know and signal this is not good enough. But just letting it get faster and hang out and, you start to lose confidence in the whole organization when everybody sees something not working. It's glaring. It's there for everyone to see, and no one does anything. That's the worst thing you can do is inactivity when you see something wrong as a leader. And I think the longer it lasts, the worse it's going to get.